What made early personal computer commands so difficult? Imagine trying to talk to a machine with no pictures, no menus, just a blinking cursor and a list of strange words. That was how using early personal computers like the IBM personal computer and Apple Roman II felt. Back then, there were no touchscreens or easy icons to click. Instead, you had to type commands exactly right to get anything done. If you missed a letter or forgot a space, the computer would just ignore you or give an error message that made no sense. It was like learning a new language with very strict grammar rules. Early computers used text-based interfaces called command line interfaces. These interfaces asked users to type commands to open files, run programs, or even print a document. Unlike today's computers, which let you click on icons or drag and drop, these machines needed precise instructions. For example, on the IBM PC, you had to type MS-DOS commands like dir to list files or copy to duplicate them. But if you added a wrong switch or misspelled a command, the system would just spit out an error. This made it easy to get stuck or frustrated. Another challenge was that these commands often had complex rules. You needed to understand the correct syntax, which means the exact way to write the command. For example, adding options like P or W to the dir command changed how it worked. Learning what each switch did meant reading manuals or memorizing long lists of commands. And those manuals were often thick and full of technical language. So, mastering the commands was like learning to code, which was intimidating for many beginners. Plus, early computers like the Apple Roman II used BASIC, a programming language that doubled as a command interface. Users had to learn programming concepts like line numbers, loops, and variables just to do simple tasks. This blurred the line between using the computer and programming it. It was a lot to take in for someone just trying to run a game or write a letter. Hardware limitations also played a part. These early machines had tiny memory sizes, sometimes just a few hundred kilobytes, and slow processors. They couldn't run fancy graphical interfaces or multitask easily. So, users relied on typing commands to do everything. If you wanted to print a file or save your work, you had to remember the right commands and parameters. And every computer had its own set of commands. The Apple Roman II used AppleSoft BASIC, which had different commands from MS-DOS on the IBM PC. Switching between these systems meant relearning how to talk to each machine. That added to the confusion and made early computing a real challenge. Despite all these hurdles, many early users felt like explorers discovering a new world. Learning these commands gave them a sense of mastery and control. It was a hands-on experience that helped them understand how computers worked. Today's user-friendly interfaces hide all that complexity, but back then, typing commands was part of the fun and frustration of early personal computing. It turned ordinary people into tech pioneers, learning to command machines that seemed almost magical at the time.